Good morning and happy Tuesday, April 14th. It is the 14th, yes. Yesterday we did the Disney movies alphabet. Today I figured let's do the Disney rides alphabet. So I'm gonna just do North America. So Disneyland, DCA, EPCOT, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom. It's just going to be those six parks, and we're going to rapid fire through this. But I'm going to pick my favorite ride from those parks with the letter that they stand with. A to Z, here we go. There, like yesterday, there's going to be a couple letters that just have nothing to qualify. So let's jump right on into it. A, Avatar, Flight of Passage. I actually thought this was kind of, I don't want to say no brainer, but like very good ride. I know it's really long line, uh, double preview show, which I'm not a big fan of. But the ride is spectacular for a first time. Um, it just beats out a few of those other ones that just it's not as powerful as I thought it would be. Avatar: Flight of Passage has to take it. Let's go to B. B was an easy one for me. Big Thunder Mountain, one of my all-time favorites, and I'm going to say Disneyland. We will soon, very, very soon, about 3-ish weeks away now, from Magic Kingdom getting their Big Thunder Mountain back, and maybe it will surpass it. But for right now, at this moment, on this given day, Big Thunder Mountain, Disneyland takes the B spot. C. Let's go to C. C was surprising to me because I thought the one that I picked is Casey Jr.'s Circus Train. I can't believe that's what won C, but it did. Very fun ride, especially if you're in the back row. But I kind of think this shows more that the C. I mean, the only other one, but it's somewhere else, and I see where it's sitting. Yeah, there's one other one that I think people may. I'll bring it up later, because it falls under a different letter, but there's something that knocks that C down. But yeah, Casey Jr. is the best I could find for C, so we're gonna do that. Let's go to D. Disneyland Railroad. Big fan of the railroad. Very relaxing, very chill. Um, not much more to say. By the way, if you disagree with any of these things, comment down below. Let's get into a debate. Let's go to E. This one's very easy for me as well. Expedition Everest, one of my favorite roller coasters, um, really anywhere. And love the backwards, love the Yeti, the end of the track, all of it. One of my favorite roller coasters of all time. Super happy when I can be able to get on it. As you can see, this list so far dominated by Disneyland and DAC. That's not going to be the whole way. That's just kind of how it's going here, starting off. F, Fantasmic. Um, Great show, best show, and I got Disneyland written down on this one. I know Hollywood Studios does a great job, but I love the fact that you can just kind of roll up, and instead of having the stage, the arena is super cool and everything like that. But I love the fact that Disneyland that is just so out in the open, and you could just jump in and see it whenever, if possible. If it's not so crowded, you can walk through it. I love that element. I love the fact that you can see it from so many different rides, or in so many different cues, so many different angles. Um, but fantastic show. One of the best shows I think they do at Disney, and I think is the only show that's going to make this list. It is. Um, Fantasmic taking down F. Let's go to G. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So this is one of those C's that I was talking about. Guardians of the Galaxy technically gets the G. This could have landed in C, but I'm giving it the G. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, one of my favorite roller coasters. and this is kind of a no-brainer. No matter where this probably would have landed letter-wise, it probably wins. Um, but yeah, Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. If you've never been on it, you got to try it out. It's just a super cool roller coaster that will blow you away. And it helps that I'm a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, so that always does help. Let's jump to H, Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion, and I'm going to give the edge to Disneyland. Just a beautifully created ride with the mansion and the queue now having been redone just a few years back now. Just kind of put more elements into it. Day, night, rain, shine. You can never go wrong with the Haunted Mansion, in my opinion. So it has to take down the H spot. Indiana Jones Adventure, barely beating out the Incredicoaster. Indiana Jones is just such a unique experience. A ride like no other, now that Dinosaur is no more. As long as it can stay up and cruising right along, we're all good. But Indiana Jones, one of my favorites to not only start the day with, to end the day with. It takes down that I spot. So let's jump over to J. J is a little bit controversial, but we got to give it to Figment, and that starts with Journey into Imagination with Figment. So Epcot makes it onto the board for the second time. But yeah, Journey into Imagination, just a fun ride. Can never go wrong with Figment, and it's never that long of a queue for the most part. So give it 2 thumbs up there. Let's go over to K. Kilimanjaro Safaris at Animal Kingdom. The only attraction that you'll never get the same experience twice, which is fantastic. The line can be kind of long, but it's totally worth it. As I said, you're never going to get the same experience twice because the animals are always moving around and you never know which animal is going to pop up out of nowhere. So Kilimanjaro Safaris is an easy one for me to take the K. Let's jump over to L, and this has another dealing with, the planet. Living with the Land. Once again, never can go wrong with this one. Nice, slow, relaxing boat ride. You get to look at what you're eating. And once again, you just can't go wrong with Living with the Land. I could just do that on repeat over and over and over again. One of those rides I wish I could, if I lived out in Florida, could just do it all day and see how many times I could do Living with the Land, because that line's never that bad either. But yeah, third time Epcot is making the list. Let's jump over to M. And M, I've got the Matterhorn. And actually, I'm looking at this whole list, and I just realized something that is pretty incredible. Wow. It's a little spoiler for something later, because I have everything mentioned. Every single park is going to make it, except DCA. There's nothing from DCA that's going to make the list. That's incredible. Huh. Well, okay, M, Matterhorn. Matterhorn, fantastic. Takes down the M spot. Staple of Disneyland. Big mountain. The bobsleds, great at night, great during the day, great in the morning. It will crack your back, but another ride that's kind of not like any other within the Disney parks, which I greatly appreciate. Let's jump over to N. N is fairly weak. Navi's River Journey is going to take it down. Another one from Dak. I think it's the 4th time Dak has been mentioned in this Animal Kingdom has been mentioned in this video. This one's much more of there's nothing else to take the N spot. Navi River Journey with their $23 million animatronic takes down the N, kind of in a non-compete more than anything else. O's got nothing, so nothing for O. P, another easy one for me. Pirates of the Caribbean Disneyland version. No question, one of my top favorite rides right here. The smells are fantastic. Slow, gentle, 14-ish minute boat ride. through the pirate world. You can't go wrong with that. So when it comes to this one was easy. P, Pirates of the Caribbean. Q, nothing. Nothing for Q. Um, so we got R and S, and I'm going to put these two together a little bit. So R is going to be Rise of the Resistance at Disneyland. This could be Hollywood Studios. They're exactly the same. But the reason why I bring that up is it technically goes down as Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. So it could have taken the S spot, but I'm going to put it as R. It's my list. I can create my own rules. Oh, Rise of the Resistance is going to take R. S is going to be Space Mountain at Disneyland. The one that gets left out here is Radiator Springs Racers. Because had I put Rise of the Resistance in S, they'd go there. Radiator Springs Racers would have been in R. The reason why I bring this up, just from the California parks, all three of those are in my top 6 rides. So it's just funny how they're all kind of in the same letter. So I give at least a shout out to Radiator Springs Racers. Just unfortunate. Starts with the same letter as Rise of the Resistance, #1 ride. Space Mountain's my #2 ride. So it's funny how they're all kind of stacked up right there. But Rise, fantastic experience across the board. They blew it out of the park with that one. And Space Mountain has always been a staple in my Disneyland going experiences. Yeah, there's nothing else to say about those two. That takes R, that takes S, and unfortunately, Radiator Springs Racers is sitting on the sideline just with an unlucky draw. Let's go to T, the Twilight Zone, Tower of Terror, Hollywood Studios. Fantastic ride. Love how the drop sequence always changes up out there. The lobby, the overall feel of the whole experience. Love how you walk down Hollywood Boulevard. You just see it right there. It's just a fantastic presentation that they put together out there at Hollywood Studios for the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. 3, 2 thumbs up. If I could have a third thumb, I'd give it that because it is the Twilight Zone. That's it. That wasn't. T's hard because I'll say this. That beats out Tron. That beats out Tiana's. And that beats out Turtle Talk. All very good attractions. And it's crazy to say Tower of Terror is, in my opinion, the easy choice there. Let's go over to U. U, not a lot of competition. So by default, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid at Magic Kingdom. It's a great queue. I'll give it that. But kind of wins more under the default of a non-compete of the U. V, nothing. So no V. Let's go to W, and this will be the last one since there's no X, Y, or Z at this point. So this is our last one. The W could have landed in the C spot, but it is Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. And that could have been C, but it's going to take W, and Walt Disney's name is going to take control of that W spot. Carousel of Progress, just a fantastic experience. Maybe it's a little outdated, but at least kind of shows you what the world was like 50 years ago, 60 years ago. And it's not a bad thing to get out of that humidity for a while. I gotta give it that. All right, I'm out of breath. I'm tired. What a way to start the day. How do you think I did with this list? I appreciate it if you're still watching. 2 thumbs up. Appreciate it. Like, share, follow, all those wonderful things. Tell me how I did with this list. Comment down below. Put your own list together. Until tomorrow, have a wonderful, wonderful day.